Well, I didn't expect to be making a video today, but something completely crazy has happened. Jagex has announced that they were going to be banning all HD clients, both those currently in development as well as those that have been published and people are currently enjoying. Normally I don't really cover drama on my channel, but Jagex did make an official news post on the front page, which means I think it counts as news. Okay, now it's definitely drama, but I just can't not talk about it. Such a huge and unexpected decision that, to put it shortly, has pissed off a lot of people. So let's start off by looking at the news post here and see what Jagex has said and how it's going to affect third-party clients. So let's start off by looking at the official statement from Jagex is right on their front page. Big ol' news post. Let's have a look. So they say, in this blog, we'd like to clarify our stance on third-party HD clients, or those that seek to radically change the visual appearance of the game. Yesterday, we contacted the developers of known HD projects and we asked them to stop development of their projects because there is a project we are directly investigating at Jagex. Now, this basically means that because Jagex has stated that they are working on their own HD reskin or HD client or HD version of old school RuneScape, they don't want other developers making an HD version to compete with them. So for some people, the fact that Jagex is even making an HD version of old school RuneScape might be news because, well, it's pretty damn new. Just yesterday, Jagex hosted a somewhat impromptu live stream where they announced that they are working on bringing HD features to old school RuneScape. Now, from what they've told us of their plans as well as the images they showed, it definitely looks like they are in early development for their own client. And while yesterday this sounded very promising and the images looked pretty good, today it has definitely left a very sour taste. From what most people can tell, the images that Jagex posted yesterday are just renders of what their HD client would look like. None of this is even near to being playable at all, it's just more of a mock-up. So if Jagex are not close to releasing their own HD client, why are they shutting down all of the HD community projects? So why has Jagex done this? Well, here's what they said. While it's still relatively early in the exploration stages, and while we will always maintain an authentic style for old school, we can confirm that we're actively investigating and experimenting with enhanced graphics. Naturally, this means that any fan-led project which seeks to change the way old school RuneScape looks is at odds with our own plans. We think it's absolutely vital that there is consistency in the way that old school RuneScape looks, and so we want to make certain that our official changes will be the only ones available. So that's all we've really heard from Jagex so far. And they even go on to state that they're going to be updating the third-party guidelines that were originally published in 2019 to include the new rules about HD and graphical changes. So what exactly does this mean? Because in typical Jagex fashion, it is a bit vague. Personally, they either don't trust or don't want a bunch of other HD clients running around with different art styles. They want to have one uniformed graphical style for the standard look and one uniformed HD style. I think that's what they're saying, but it doesn't really make that much sense to me because it really does look that they're not close on their own HD client, so why shut them down now? Now, I think people would have been really upset with this decision regardless of how they did it, but one thing that makes this just 100 times worse is the timing. I've been closely following quite a few of the HD clients over the last year, and one of the ones I was really looking forward to, RuneLite HD, was literally weeks if not days away from releasing after years of dev work on it. A developer by the name of 117 had been working on a RuneLite plugin that would add in quite a few HD features to the game. Honestly, it looks somewhat closer to the screenshots Jagex released of their own client just yesterday. It's not a massive overhaul, but would add in better lighting, shading, and just quite a few features to enhance the graphics, and personally I really love the look. And I just feel so goddamn bad for this guy because here's one of the tweets that he has posted. Yesterday, September 6th, RuneLite HD would have been released. The code had been reviewed, the bugs had been fixed, it was ready to go. You would have been playing with it right now, yet at the 11th hour, Jagex contacted me asking me to take it down in light of the reveal that they have a similar themed graphical improvement project that is relatively early in the exploration stages. I'm just so shocked and saddened by this. I was really looking forward to playing this client among some of the other ones. Now, as always, I really don't think any of the actual content devs really support this decision. I'd imagine it's coming from higher ups, and obviously while people are upset and want to blame someone, I just don't really think the mods are responsible. So as 117 said himself, as far as I'm aware, none of this comes from the OS team itself, so please be nice to them. They are nice people and they're just trying to do their best, which I of course totally agree with. And if the literal developer who is getting screwed the hardest here can have that opinion, then I think everyone else can as well. Now, one of the biggest issues with all of this is how untransparent Jagex was about their own plans to release an HD version, so much so that 117 and some of the other developers of HD clients had no idea until the last minute. So they wasted thousands of hours making these clients, and people are not even going to be able to enjoy them. That just plain out sucks. If they had notified them 5 or 6 months ago, or even better, a year ago, this all would have gone over, I think, way better. So on top of 117's HD RuneLite plugin, there was a couple other big HD clients. There was OSRS Remastered and HDOS. I actually had a brief minute to chat with the devs from HDOS, and of course they were extremely disheartened by the news. They had also been working on the client for a long time. They've been working on it for over a year as well, and prior to the announcement they had no inclination or real contact from Jagex, stating that they might have to stop development. Now, unlike RuneLite HD, HDOS was actually released and publicly available. I should have tried it, but now it might be too late. All of these clients were mostly just passion projects from the community, so it is really terrible that they are shutting them down. So right now there are riots in the streets, or well, in Falador or in-game. And one thing I find kind of funny about this is here are the riots in HD posted by, of course, the RuneLite HD dev. And this is kind of turning into one of the spiciest bits of drama we've seen in quite a while. It's on the front page of all, for God's sake. So I hope that players continue to protest respectfully, and hopefully we can get this changed if there is enough pressure on Jagex. Because honestly, it just doesn't make that much sense. Why wouldn't they allow the clients to operate when they don't even have a substantial HD client themselves? Why didn't they notify them further in advance? Why is Jagex so worried about having consistent graphics when the in-game graphics aren't even consistent between areas? Also, why is Jagex doing something so controversial right before they pull Group Ironman, which they have been working on for literal years as well? I'm just so confused, and honestly just a bit disappointed. Anyway guys, that's it for today's video. Of course, let me know what you guys think down below. Always love reading your comments. Thanks for watching guys, and I will see you next time. Now before I go here guys, I want to give a massive thank you to all of my members over on YouTube. Thank you so much to The Hybrid, Guy Fox, Timothy Chen, Ocelot, and Kush Patel for all being subscribed at the Dragon tier. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys as always. Also a big shout out to Base Titch, Mexos, NDM001, and YoYoSup89. Appreciate it as always. If you guys are looking for another way to support the channel, becoming a YouTube member is an awesome way to do so. Helps directly fund me, of course. If you become a member, you can become immortalized in all of my future videos, get access to a video release schedule, and of course get a custom role in my Discord server. Thanks a lot guys, and I'll see you next time.